Hello, yeah, welcome back. Again, we are starting our chapter, topic number 4 from the chapter Hangar, Organization of the Hangar Maintenance. It is the manager level position which comes under the director of airplane maintenance. So, we have a three supervisory position. So, the first one will be the manager who is taking care of the everything. Now, the aircraft maintenance, GSE and facility and supports and shop. The supervisor responsible for all the hangar maintenance activity. He takes care, he or she takes care of the flow of the aircraft. When, like what time aircraft is coming in the hangar, what time it is going out. After all the maintenance, the work is done by the maintenance crew, and it coordinates with the head and support shops, material, and basically it's responsible for the all support activity of the aircraft service and the maintenance, that is designated as a overhead shop. The support shops include, like in case we have to do some welding work, composite material, metal sheet, and the interior, etc. Now, as we have spoken about the dimension and the size of the hanger, so depth of the hanger base should be uh, determined as the dimension between inside the face of the rear wall and the face of the interior face of the fabric door. In hangars with the steel doors, they have a hangers, they do have a doors also, and it is like so that when the aircraft enters or the aircraft is still remains the outs, the tail of the aircraft will be out, but still the maintenance can be done inside the hangar. So they have a sliding door pockets also, which does not get included in the gross area calculation when we check the size or the dimensions of the hangers. Now we have to see the clearances also. The clearances from the face of the wall, columns, and the PowerPoint, bollards, and the similar features. Flooring markings are also there. Flooring markings can be moved to reflect the clearance requirement, because it's not always the same type of aircraft will come for the maintenance. There can be the small aircraft, the big aircraft. So accordingly, any aircraft which can get fit into the particular dimension of the given hangar. Accordingly, we take the aircrafts inside the hangar, and so floor marking can be moved to see whether the proper clearance, so that aircraft will not have a collision with the side of the walls or the doors or anything. So height of the hangar is also very important. So door may be reduced, the height of the hangar door may be reduced to provide clearance of 4 feet above the tail height of the aircraft, so that aircraft can enter. So minimum 4 feet difference should be there. And we can do the reduction of the height of the door, maybe only it is done when the NAVTEC Atlantic, that is CIENG, when they give us the clearance. Accordingly we do not do, we have a standard practices, standard procedures given by the authorized department, that is ICAO and the NAVFAC Atlantis. So GSE and the facilities are also responsible for the aircraft maintenance. They all the GSE required hangar facilities, flight line maintenance, seats and interiors, mechanical, avionics, engine, everything is taken care by the in the hangar maintenance. Now, as okay, topic number 10.5, it says individual performance and upgradation and automation. So CRM, you must have heard about the CRM before also. It's a crew resource management. Crew resource management. A CRM in a highly automated aircraft present special challenges, like the more new aircraft, the more technology is improving day by day. Now we're in 2020. Initially, when let's say in the 90s and 80s, the type of aircrafts were quite simple. They all had a conventional instruments, flying techniques is still same, but due to automation we have a different, or the more comfort is there, the more upgraded aircrafts are there. So now the more advanced aircraft is there, the pilot training has become very important and very expensive. And so now it's a kind of a, there is no argument. It means there is always, like it's very important to have a crew resource management, because now we don't fly one pilot, there are two pilots. So there should be a proper communication between the two pilots and the crew which who works behind. So there is a controversy, if you have heard, it says that more is like automation, because the aircraft is a autopilot, the more automations are there in the newly built aircraft, new aircrafts now, aircrafts of this era. So the training is entirely separate issue. No, the training, actually the basic skills to fly the aircraft is still same, but the due to automation we have to learn the automation also, and the more crew resource management, more management between the crew themselves is required. Okay, so now there should be the interface between the transport pilot and the pilot who operates them is a greater importance. We have a standard operating procedure which is called as a SOP. So we have a proper SOP, proper procedure which was supposed to, this is a company operating procedure, philosophies. Like company will tell you these are the set procedures and this you have to follow, so that you'll be following the same, because we have a, let's say for example, we have a 20 aircrafts and we have around 200 pilots and around 800 cabin crew. So we don't get to fly with each other daily, so we cannot fly, because my flying skills will be different, my flying style, my complacency will be there with the procedure, with the way we fly, and the same with a different pilot. So two pilots will not be able to fly together because they both will have a different temperament, different way of analyzing, different way of observing, different way of judgment. So now what do the company do, or what do in the aviation, they give us a SOP. This is called as a standard operating procedure. So it is something which we have to fly, and we have to follow when we fly. So it doesn't make difference we have 100 pilots or 200 pilots, all will be following the same procedure. So if two different pilots are flying together, so it won't, for themselves, for them when they fly, the coordination between them will be always the same, because they are following only same type of procedures given by the company. We do not follow and we do not make our own procedures. We have a set procedures given by our company. Maybe it's a Boeing, maybe it's a Airbus, the companies which makes the aircraft, they have a specific aircraft procedures. And then when we join an airline, then airline people, they also have a standard operating procedure, that so and so procedures are there that you have to follow. So it's like, it's a management between, it's a crew resource management, it's a coordination between the two pilots, the crew, the management and the people. So now, assessment of the training requirement. One of the lesson regarding, like when we study, it says one of the lesson learned regarding advanced technology aircraft is the assessment of training requirement. Like how much and what type of training should be given when the new aircraft is inducted, and how we should teach our crew, how we should help them to develop the coordination between themselves. So we should understand, we should, the system should be designed, the study pattern should be designed in a system that pilots should know what exactly procedure they're supposed to follow for the system safety and the efficiency. So it is, so the training has a responsibility, means the training system, the training course, the training syllabus, it should be introduced in a time that they understand the training development, and means in a sense they should, student or the pilots or the crew or the person, layman person, whoever they join the company, any company, not just aviation. So the training should be such that they should understand the procedure, and the new, because when the new aircrafts are inducted, so new training, new level of automation is there. So same time training should get implemented and should be improved, so that we would meet our requirement of the safe flying and the efficiently used all the resources. Tailoring of the CRM and the loft rate. Now, as we have already discussed, crew resource management training programs is the model independent, and now what is loft? Loft is a line oriented flight training. Line oriented flight training means when we fly, when we fly from point A to point B, so that we have to understand that how we are flying, what procedures we are flying. So there is a training when we fly with different trainers, different LTC, that is check pilots, examiner, instructor, all those will be training people, or the junior pilots or the trainee pilots in the same way. It is not that pilot A is teaching something else and pilot B is teaching different. No, all the pilot A to Z, whoever works in some company, they have us proper books, proper manuals, proper FCOM flight crew operation manuals, company manuals, all those manuals we use, which gives us the assigned procedures and the way we are supposed to follow. So that training we have to induct, and that is taught when we do the loft. Loft is a line oriented flight training. Line flights is the normal flights when we go from one point A to point B. So that we have to see. And adequate instructor check pilot training is also necessary. First they get trained, and then they train the junior pilots, and then they more emphasize on like the quality of training that they're giving. So basically the need is more emphasizes on the behavioral issues, like how even with our behavior also, like CRM law training is suggested. So that is how we develop our efficiency in the system and improved, and the on time performance also. Correct. So now we can check our progress on the progress page 2. This says what is supervisor. Supervisor is responsible for the hangar maintenance activities. Correct. And the second is support shops. Support shops include support of the welding, composite material sheet, metal sheet and interiors. Hangar door width shall be determined by the structural element at the edge of the door opening. That we have to see the structural element which is on the edge of the door opening. And which yeah, pilot training is very important, because we cannot send untrained pilot to fly these expensive machines which carries the lot of souls, and which is more safety and efficiency is required, and it is also very expensive also. So pilot training is very important and is very expensive. So basically, let's sum it up. It says hangar maintenance refer to the maintenance which is done out of service aircraft. On out of service means aircraft is not serviceable anymore. It has come means basically when we go to the doctor, it is a place where we treat the whenever we get ill or we get a problem with the aircraft, that is get. Engineers are basically the doctors of aircraft. Understood? In a layman language. And the knowledge and the skill attitude required to meet standards are equally well specified, so they can be thoroughly and systematically integrated with the aspect of the aircrew training and the training standard. So training standard, training aircrew training are given by the airline, and they have a SOP and standard operating procedure which we're supposed to follow always. And these knowledge and skill attitude have a widely applicable. CRM standard of performance have been bearing on the flight safety. So the more CRM, the more good CRM we have between a crew or even at our family or even with the friends, we can efficiently complete our work. Efficiency of the aircraft operations and the things can get, the standards are better. Now we have learned the new keywords: hangar maintenance, glass cockpit. Okay, glass cockpit is an aircraft cockpit that features electronic digital instrument, typically large LCD, rather than the traditional sign of analog dial and the gauges. So analog dial, the old aircraft, they had a lot of instrument which were in a round shape, that is in a dial shape. Dial of a watch, right? They used to be like that. There used to be around 17, 18, 19, 20 more and more instruments used to be there. If you go online and when you see the previous aircraft, old aircraft, so now as the technology has got improved, so we have got a glass cockpit. So here that not small, it's like equally around 6 inches, 7 inches, big LCDs are there. They're actually the small computers which we give our information through CDOs. So that is called as glass cockpit. Now the latest cockpits are glass cockpit. Previously they had an analog small, so many numbers of dials instruments, okay, with the small gauges also. Now line oriented flight training, that is called as a loft training. It is a training in a simulator with a complete crew using representative flight segment and contain normal, abnormal, emergency procedure that may be expected in a line operation. Line operations are the normal flight when we go from A to B. So loft, this training, how do we fly aircraft, how do we conduct a flight from position A to B, this we do in a simulator. Also we do the non-normal, we give our problems in the aircraft, like for example that we will the instructor will fill the engine. That is, it is a simulator. It happens in the simulator training. We practice our non-normal. So we practice what all problems we can get when we operate from one place to another. So that overall training which we do with the non-normal practice also, line oriented flight training. Now automation we have already discussed. The new it is the use of the variable control system for the operating equipment such as machinery. So means things will happen automatically. Like for example, we have got autopilots also in this chapter, in the new aircrafts. So that is automation, and now the things are getting done automatically with the help of hydraulics, with the electrical commands, and but still pilot is a whole and soul person, or who takes care of who monitors, who observes what all is happening, if the automation is happening correctly or not. So congratulations, you can read all the questions for discussion. We have already discussed everything. If you have any doubts, please come back, and thank you so much. Thank you. You have a good day. All the best.